I tell people, learn to do tactical ignoring, like not everything doesn't have to be right. Like I
No.
learned, I was like you. I learned I was always cleaning and but now I kind of had to pull back and say, look, what's more important? My house being clean or my relationship with my children? And
Children.
teach them how to do it.
Hello, amazing parents. How are you? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming back. How have you been? I am super excited because this month is the month of March where we celebrate womanhood, and here in the UK we celebrate motherhood as well. So this is our month of Mother's Day, and then the global month of Women's International, with the International Women's Day. And so for this month of March, we're going to be focusing on motherhood, womanhood, motherhood, and our sons. And that just ties in very well with our upcoming launch of Naomi's Tribe. Naomi's Tribe is launching on the 18th of March. Isn't that amazing? But hey, let me not go in, because if you leave me, I can go into that forever. But this month, we're going to be talking about various topics, various things surrounding the love of the mother and the son. So from birth onto adulthood, when they leave our home or become even adults and they're living by themselves, what are the dynamics of these various stages in terms of loving them, communicating with them, living with them, and mothering them? And to do justice to this, I've got this amazing woman, amazing big sister, amazing mentor, amazing coach, who I am so privileged to be a part of her life. And we're going to be doing this together. So guys, you want to stick with us for the rest of the month. You want to stay tuned, subscribe to this channel, set your notifications, so when these videos drop, you can dig in and learn as a mama boy or even as a mother. Because, we're going to be sharing a lot. I'm a mama boy, totally mama boy. Pastor Folakemi is a mama boy, mama girl as well. And she's worked with numerous young adults and teenagers, including my boys as well. So, guys, please welcome with me, Pastor Folakemi Ikuyinminu. Hooray, 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 hooray.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome. So good to have you.
Thank you.
Because I know I'm always knocking on your door. I love you, right? And I know you're tired of me.
I love
it's just when somebody is loaded with wisdom, I love to tap. So just keep. Welcome. So good to have you.
Thank you.
Yes. So before we dive into our topic for today, do you mind please introducing yourself very quickly and what you do?
Hi, everybody. This is my name is Folakemi. I'm Ikuyinminu. I'm honored to be here. Thank you, Kiki, for having me. She says to introduce myself. I don't know who she was talking about. Like I said, my name is Folakemi. I am a mother. I'm a wife. I'm a pastor, a teacher of many years. I run Futures Coaching and Consult, which is an outfit that caters for the needs of teenagers and parents. Our aim is to raise thriving and confident teens. I run the Called Out Ones Teens Camp, where we are passionate about our children arriving at destiny equipped and on time. I also, as part of my day job, my passion from teaching, I also run the Light on Learning Educational Consult, where we support schools and parents that have children with special education needs. So I wear many hats, but it's all about learning, and it's all about children. It's all about parents. That's me in a nutshell.
It's all about developing the next generation. Bam, mama. In fact, can you hear? I run. How do you have time for all of these things?
I don't know. It's not.
And you're not worn out. You're looking younger every day.
Am I? Praise God.
Grace has level.
We do what we can, honestly.
Exactly. And God's grace will continue to multiply over your life in Jesus' name. So, guys, the way this is going to happen is we're going to be sharing from our life experiences and then from the things we do with people, with other parents in our day job. Like, I work with parents of teenage boys and the boys themselves. But Folakemi works with everyone, teenagers, and their parents as well. And it's been a good ride between the two of us, I must say. We've worked together on a lot of projects and many more are still coming. So watch that space. So now let's go to today's topic, which is basically the love of a mother for her son and how it changes in season. So when we're talking about motherhood, when we're talking about what mothers do, and how we raise our sons, when we're talking about the love for our children, Folakemi, what's been your experience?
It's an amazing experience. For me, every day I look at my two, I'm so honored. And then I look at all the children around me. Actually, Facebook was showing me a picture yesterday, and I was thinking, oh my God, I'm so blessed. I can't describe, the pride and the joy I have watching them grow. It is an amazing thing to have. To be able to parent boys, to be able to be a mother to boys, I think it's an awesome experience.
Yeah, and I agree with you very much because, man, it's loving. I don't know. I'm not being partial, but I am a mama boys end to end, outside and inside the house. But I've got a lot of girls around me as well, that I look after. But parenting boys is something I'll do over and over again. I'll come back to it over and over again if I'm allowed to, because it's just an amazing thing. It's just beautiful. And, being able to tap into the beauty of that mother-son love, it's another thing that I say that, you know what, every mother with sons deserves to be able to tap into it from the very young age, from the very moment they're born till, till they leave your house, till they begin to have their own children. I remember when I say to people, when people say that, oh, what did you love best? What's your fondest memory of, when your children are growing up? And I say that moment of breastfeeding. Oh my days. I used to look forward to it and just take it in when they're feeding, and then they're laughing, giggling at you. Exactly. Oh no, it's just beautiful. And then as they begin to grow from that very tender age, watching out for you, being there for you, as and you're wondering, how do they have that instinct? I remember I had my two in Nigeria, and we live in the UK now. Been here for so many years, and they've been very young. And when there was a time where we went to the passport office in Nigeria. If you've ever been to the passport office in Nigeria in some 15, 17 years ago, you will have an idea of what I'm talking about. So the first time we went, we stayed there for a very long time, and I wasn't equipped. So I had to be buying water, buying snack. So when we're going back for the passport, I carried a big bag of things, their toys, snack, everything for them. Because I think they were 2 and 3 then. And on this second day, we were attended to. We didn't even stay there for 2 hours. So we had to carry the heavy bag with all the supplies back the way we brought it. And the little brother was tired. So I had to carry the little brother on my back. I don't like using carriers because it hurts my chest. I had to carry little brother on my back and the heavy bag, and then hold the 3-year-old. When we got to a point, my 3-year-old said, Mom, he just looked up at me, Mom, you're tired, you're sweating. Can I carry the bag? And I'm like, no, you can't. And he said, I can, Mom. What if we pour out the water in our bottles and leave just one. So it makes the bag lighter, and then I'll carry it. So we did. He tried the bag. It was still heavy for him. You know what my son did? I put the bag on my shoulder, and he came under the bag so that the bag can rest on his head. And I was just walking on the road behind my glasses, and I was just crying.
Wow.
Wow. This was, the boy's 20, going to be 21 now, and I still remember that day like it was yesterday. That's love. And every day as they grow, I see that love grow in bounds and leaves, you know, with the increased responsibility in the home and around us, you know, and every day I just like, God, how do I sap in this love as much as possible? And as a mother, I know there was a time in that, you know, there will be times that, you know, we get worked up, we get a little bit overwhelmed, and we're wondering, okay, how do I do? And then as a parent house, I'm coaching currently, and at some point she said, Kiki comes to me and says, Mom, let me hug you. And I'm like, just get out of here, Janet, the hug that we're talking about here.
You better enjoy. One of the things that, you know, now that you're talking about that, it's one of the things that I'm so glad that, you know, I kind of initiated with the children. My son's 22. He'll tell me, of course, I always forget how old they are. 23, whatever. Yeah. Going 23.
Going 23, yeah.
Yeah. It's standard. You come in, you hug. In fact, sometimes when I drive into, like, he's come home, I'm driving to the coach station, he's going back, he will just lean over and you know, the goodbye hug is standard. Please, if you have boys, please just hug them.
Pastor Folakemi, okay, so now let's bring it home. So how do we manage, you know, those moments where you're overwhelmed, you just came out of a difficult meeting and you're thinking and just trying to see how you're going to solve that challenging moment, and the boy comes to you. Sometimes see, as women, particularly when those hormones are troubling in our system, you just don't want anything to touch your skin. Just how do you manage this, Pastor Packet?
Do you know what? I'm not going to say it's easy. It's not easy, but I found that as I grew as a person, my parenting improved. I'll be honest, and I always say to people, I'll be honest, I'm not one of those parents that'll say to you, oh, I had a blueprint and I did this and I did that. I made my fair share of mistakes. So, absolutely. And what I love about parenting is that once your children sense that you are sorry and you've changed, you get them back. You get them back. And I promise you, I always say that it's never too late to get your children back. There'll be instances where you would have to do interventions and therapy and all of that. But yeah, coming back to the question, I went through those seasons when I didn't want, you know, oh, just go away. But then I've been blessed with the fact that I love my children. And I didn't, that intrinsic love made me always try to overcome whatever it is I'm going through so that I can attend to the child. So usually in fact, I think they pulled me up at some point because, oh yeah, once in a while I say, oh, they just said, Mom, oh, when you come back, you just frown, I mean, they were probably like 7 or something and 8, you just frown. I just like, oh, okay, you better pull up on yourself and, you know, leave the stress at work. So I consciously said to myself, when I get to that door, whatever it was that was disturbing me, that's work. This is my primary assignment. So it's making that conscious effort to say, look, this is my primary. And I always say to parents, you have them for 16 years, max.
Or less.
Because by the time they finish O levels, you see a totally different child. Once they start A levels and they have to do all of those things independently, it's done. So it's saying to yourself, look, okay, he's 7 now, so I have how many more years? I better focus and enjoy this season.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
an empty nester now, so I can boldly say to you, whatever it is you're going through, put it on the side, attend to that child.
Because you would have all the time to like you just said, you're an empty nester. Me, I'm in the same category right now. And you know what? One of my boys, 2 of them are actually home right now. And then the younger one came home yesterday. Big brother went to pick his younger brother, and they both came home yesterday. And while I was in my bed, my youngest son just came on my bed and sat on my bed, and we're just gisting and talking. And he said, Mom, I've really missed you. And I said, oh, really? And he said, can I ask you a question? He asked me a question. And I started, counseling and giving him advice and tips. And afterwards I said, doesn't that sound like life lessons? And we laughed, because I remember when he was 8, 9, when I said, come, let's talk, he'd be like, is it going to be life lessons? So, I had to learn to stop saying, let's talk. And we just sit down and we just
naturally,
and the thing comes in naturally, which was what he did yesterday. And, it's just like you said, learning to maximize every moment. And I even know that, like you, there were those moments where I'd be like, for me, my moments used to be, I love to hug. I'm a very playful person. I love happy moments. But I hate dirty environments. And my house is white. So walking through the door and seeing things, and those of us that put on glasses, everything maximizes. So you're walking through the door and seeing things, and you're like, what is this? Why is this mistake? I remember there was a particular day I was coming through the door. They had gone for basketball. One went for basketball, the other went for football with Dad. So Dad would drop, and I came in, and there were footprints by the hallway. I just left my bag by the side of the door, took the mop and everything. I didn't even come in, and I was doing everything. And it was raining, wet winter. I cleaned everything. As I was putting the mop away, they opened the door and ran in. Mom, we won. With the mud up. I just like, you won what? Can't you people see I just cleaned this floor? Trust me, I wasn't saying it this calmly. At that moment, like, what is this? And my husband came and said, what happened? I said, I just finished mopping. They came from school, messed up this, but I just finished mopping the floor, and look at what has happened again. And both of them just stood looking at me. My husband just came to me, patted my back and said, don't worry, they will clean it. They will clean it. It's not that deep, leave it. And then came into the kitchen. And then a few minutes later, both of them came and said, Mom, we're sorry. I said, that's fine, that's okay. What were you trying to tell me? And they said, oh, we won our game. Apparently, both of them won their 2 different games. And that's what they were coming. And look at, since then, Pastor Folakemi, once I'm entering my house, I take off my glasses.
Even if I wear my glasses, when I tell people, learn to do tactical ignoring, like, everything doesn't have to be right. Like,
No.
I was like you. I learned, I was always cleaning and but now I kind of had to pull back and say, look, what's more important? My house being clean or my relationship with my children? I teach them how to do it. But the thing is, when we continue to, we stress ourselves. You're not supposed to
stress ourselves, we stress them, and we send them away from home.
And we make the whole place unhappy. I was saying to a group on Tuesday or so, or Thursday, I said, look, when I'm tired, I can say to them, you know what?
I am tired.
I'm dropping my bag. I'm going to my room. Give me some time. And children can understand that. They will come up and say, oh, Mom, do you want some tea? Do you want a drink? Yeah. Are you okay? Children are compassionate like that. But if I had come through the door and shouted at them, they will retreat to their room. Then I'll be miserable in my room by myself. That's just
Exactly.
important.
I like the way you've put it. I'm tired, and I tell them. And in fact, I also go the further step to telling them how I want them to help me. So I am tired. I need to go to my room. Give me XYZ number of minutes. They will set their alarm. And then when that time is up, they will come and wait. Mom, you said I should wake you up at 5 p.m. Are you okay? Oh, yeah, I'll try and get up now. Do you need tea? So they know how to make my tea. They know how to make my coffee. It's just being able to teach them as well how you want them to love you, and so that the family can be in harmony. And in fact, there was a time because I'm a Nigerian, but I'm from Nigeria, and they say a lot of Nigerian mothers, we shout a lot. At some point, I asked my children, I said, do I shout? And they said, yes, Mom, but we know that when you're shouting, you're not angry. When you are angry, you can't even talk. You don't even shout. So I said, okay. But shouting is not good. People don't like it. Say no. I said, okay. Anytime I'm shouting, just say, Mom, you're shouting. Mom. And I will. So I made them my accountability. And when you make children
accountability, and they pull you up.
So when they go to Mom, you said we should tell you when you're shouting.
For me, that's humility. Being able to say to them that's self-awareness as well, and that's what you're modeling that to them. They themselves will be aware of the fact that I can do things wrong, and it's okay to do things wrong, and it's okay for people to tell me that what I'm doing is not right. What we need to avoid as parents is that kind of perfect kind of outlook, like mom, daddy and mommy don't make mistakes. I'm right and you're wrong. Children need to, otherwise we set them up to fail, because they're thinking, oh, my mom is never wrong, my dad is never wrong, how come I'm making all these mistakes?
Exactly.
So giving them that room that sometimes I might not be as good as I'm supposed to be. You can tell me nicely, and I would I love that. That's amazing. And being able to listen to your children, I think it's important. Listen, especially your boys, because boys are very sensitive. They're so sensitive. You see all the gra-gra, and you think that they are strong. It's not.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for highlighting that being accountable. It really helped me because of my personality as well. It really did help me, and I am so grateful to God that I took on that at a very early age. So even now that they're grown, we're still accountable to each other, and we can bounce ideas of each other. We can even help each other make the right decisions. So you see, when they're at school, I say to people that this watch only comes off when I'm bathing, because my phone is usually on silent because of all the meetings I have. But even when I'm sleeping lately, I have it on, because I've noticed that sometimes 1 a.m., 2 a.m. is when they wake up and they just want to talk about something, and I don't want to miss the calls. So, oh, Mom, I'm sorry, I had to wake you up, Mom. But Mom, I just, what, this is just happening. Okay, I'm listening. Don't worry, you don't need to be sorry, I'm fine. But I learned to wear my wristwatch to bed since both of them left home, because
it's important. Like, yeah,
they call you at random times.
They send you messages at random times. My phone only beeps when one of them or my husband sends me a message. Every other notification is on silent, so just so I don't miss anything. So it's important to keep those things going.
It's important. Thank you. So talking about this love from birth to the overview, what's your final word for mothers?
I'd say love your boys and let them know that you love them. What do we usually say? Love you lots, love you more. And then we can go back and forth like that. Let them know that, I love you. And I always say, I love you no matter what, and even if.
No
matter what you do, and even if you do worse than that.
I love
And
you.
I always say to them, if you're in trouble, call me. I'm your first point of call. So love your boys, no matter what.
I love that. Love your boys no matter what, and even if. And I'm your first point of call. I'm your first helpline.
Yeah.
Speed dial, that's very important. Yeah, that's beautiful. And saying that to them just gives them that reassurance over and over. It not only gives them the reassurance that if I make mistakes, I can come to mom, but again, it minimizes how much mistakes they make, they deliberately make. So you know that when they make these mistakes, they're genuine mistakes, not things they just go into deliberately. And for me, love your boys. I love you lots, love you more. Take in their love, allow them love you, take in their love, and just let them see that you're enjoying the love. It means a lot to them, and it goes a very long way in keeping them sane and together. That would be it from us this week. We'll see you again next week with a part 2 of this series. My name is Bukola Jolugbo. With me is Folakemi Ikuyinminu. We love you. Mothers, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing an amazing work. And just before we sign off, if you need help, you can reach out to either of us. We're going to put Pastor Folakemi's details in the detailed area, and then my own details as well. You can reach out to either of us, please, if you need help. This journey can be done together, and you deserve help where you need it. We love you, and we'll be back next week. See you again.